What's the Numbers? Oh, I know exactly who you is, man. What's the Numbers? I just finished watching one of your joints, too. Yeah, you sliding in on the low. I know exactly who you is. I just was watching one of your blogs, man.
What's good, y'all? What's the Numbers TV? It's your boy Poro. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed already, and like a video if you appreciate the content that Poro and What's the Numbers TV is out here providing. Today we back with another profile piece. This one is on Skeam Team since 2000. In this video we're going to talk about his early years coming up in Brooklyn. Then we'll speak about Skeam becoming a gang member at an early age and the different jail bids he would do over the years. After that, we're going to focus on Skeam's decision to become a YouTuber and the many highs and lows that he will endure on the internet, before finally breaking down Skeam's decision to walk away from his YouTube career to focus on his everyday life off of the internet. Skeam Team, real name Raheem Faison, is from Crown Heights, Brooklyn. Growing up in New York City in the late 80s, early 90s would be eventful to say the least. During these years, New York City averaged anywhere from 1,500 to 2,500 murders a year, mainly because of the crack epidemic that had a hold on the city. Skeam would be in and out of group homes from an early age, causing him to drop out of school before the 8th grade. Although he had elders in his family like his uncles and grandmother, Skeam would start running the streets heavily by the age of 13. He would soon become a member of the Bloods, making him one of the youngest members of the gang. His set out of the Albany projects in Brooklyn was notoriously known in the area for violence. Skeam began hustling to keep some money in his pocket and even went out of town a few times to get to the bag. As the years would pass, Skeam would go from group homes and juvenile detention centers to Rikers Island and then eventually men's prison in upstate New York. Some of the charges Skeam would be locked up for were criminal possession of a weapon more than once and also criminal sale of a controlled substance. During this time, he switched blood sets and eventually began banging Mac Baller Brim under his big homie Luck. Skeam was known by a lot of the Mac Baller big homies, but when a situation arose while in jail concerning Skeam leaking information to a potential plate, his own gang ended up attacking Skeam for spilling the beans. This, along with his big homie Luck also getting attacked by his own gang for different reasons, caused Skeam to disown the Mac Ballers once released from prison. Now a free man, Skeam made the decision to no longer live a life of crime. He moved out of New York City and relocated to Ohio, where he stood with his female cousin and her kids. Not wanting to work a 9 to 5, Skeam decided to try and become a YouTuber in 2019. Many people were trying to succeed in this lane, but for every Hassan Campbell, Queens Flip, or 1090 Jake, there's countless others that never gained any traction in the content creator lane. Skeam would hit it off pretty much from the door, because in a short period of time, he was the talk of a small section of YouTube that over time would be named the dirty section of YouTube, aka the YouTube streets. Bigger channels and personalities would start to notice Skeam for his brash delivery and willingness to speak about what was on his mind with no filter, not caring about who might feel away. He gained supporters who didn't mind donating thousands of dollars to the new hottest channel on YouTube. He amassed over 20,000 subscribers and looked to be on his way to YouTube success. But then something happened and the energy shifted. It no longer was about Skeam and his stories of his life or his opinion on celebrity gossip. Instead, it changed to him beefing with bigger channels and bigger content creators daily. This caused the supporters of his channel to turn to mostly trolls, and from there, the fix was in. Eventually, the bigger channels and creators moved on, leaving Skeam to now beef with smaller channels who brought more trolls into his chat, which left Skeam puzzled, thinking about what if. He became resentful and angry at what his YouTube career had turned to, causing him to basically look at it as a money grab moving forward. Skeam began pressing his audience for donations more frequently, causing the quality of his content to continue to suffer. He began coming to the internet seeking help with his everyday needs like bills, food, and transportation, feeding his chat more ammo to troll him with. He eventually sold his channel, vowing to leave YouTube for good, but that decision was short-lived as he made his return shortly after. But it was still the same story of him seeking donations and trolls bombing him in the chat. Finally fed up after building his latest channel to 14,000 subscribers, Skeam would get a job and sell his channel once more, this time vowing to never get on YouTube again. Is this the end of Skeam Team's YouTube career, or will he be back for a third time? I guess we will just have to wait and see. But one thing you can't deny is that Skeam had a run for the ages, and is one of the creators of the dirty section of YouTube and did a lot for the sector, as so many different channels and personalities came after Skeam and all took a piece of his blueprint. But yo, it's What's the Numbers TV. This is a quick profile piece on Skeam Team since 2000. You know, real name Raheem Faison. You know, he had a spark when he started. You got to give him that. You know, he came out the gate blazing. Bigger channels was taking note of him. Rappers. A lot of people was in tune with Skeam. Me, myself, I started after Skeam started in 2019. And in the beginning of his career, when he was first starting out with his stories, I was tuning in. I got to keep it real. You understand? So he came before a lot of people. A lot of people that got the ball right now on YouTube. Skeam came before. He even came before the whole he wanted to originate the New York City Blood, that whole wave. Before Queen's Flip went viral with the OG Blood interviews and all that, Skeam was already on YouTube. Was a Blood from New York and was already getting some momentum behind him. Then Queen's Flip came with the, you know, the Soul Bees, the CKs, the Killer Kev, all those dudes, and they took off. Stack Stone might have been on YouTube before, but as he was also on that Queen's Flip interview also. And from there, it just started going crazy. A lot of people came into the game. And I think people looking at Skeam and seeing Skeam do it, I think a lot of people got the courage, the energy to try to do it themselves. They might not admit it, but that's just my take from seeing everybody come after. You understand? Now, he had an entertaining run. You understand? It was made for TV. From living out of a hotel in Virginia to getting kicked out of the same hotel on live by the police after calls that they was harassing, like the trolls was harassing the front desk. They ended up kicking Skeam out of the hotel. This was all on YouTube Live. You know, he vlogged it all. To get in his car, starting to do DoorDash, to get in that same car repoed once again on YouTube Live. This is all documented on his channel. This was all, you know, content that he was giving the public. To even getting $10,000 donations from certain supporters, like a Little Pug. You know, that was from back in the day when I remember that when I was watching him back in the day. A Little Pug donating him $10,000, you know, to his trolls, saying all he did was spend it on snapbacks and fitteds and sneakers. You know, supposedly it was a donations, you know, to help the channel, but people were saying he spent it on this and spent it on that because the channel never made the progress that the money was supposed to help, as far as, you know, the look wise. You know, it never got the studio section, you know, his little space with the green screen or the mic. He never set nothing up, and people were saying that's what the money was for. But, you know, once you give somebody money, you can't really, you know, tell them how to spend it. But I remember he was getting donations. He'll even admit, if you watch his content, how he was getting a lot of more donations. You know, I guess he was taking it for granted, and his channel turned from support to trolls. Maybe those same supporters seen that he wasn't doing nothing as far as, like, you know, that they wanted him to do with the money. Maybe they stopped being supported and turned into trolls. I don't know exactly. But, you know, he had battles with the best of them. From Gully TV, Tommy Sotomayor, 050 The Movement, Hassan Campbell, Zip with the Drip, countless others, you know, that's still doing their thing on YouTube. Skeam had back and forths with all of them. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is, man. From his legendary blocking sprees and crash outs on his audience when they're not donating enough. You know, Skeam had a run. You know, it was entertaining, to say the least. Now, he always said he would never get a job, but now the guy got 2 jobs. Salute to him. He's working now. He said, man, this YouTube's too up and down. And he got a job, you know, something he vowed to never do. He got 2 jobs. He's like said he's off YouTube. And we got to wait and see. One thing I would say, because, you know, even my channel, you know, we had 100,000 subscribers. But, you know, sometimes I might take a month off, 2 months off. And I come back and, you know, my views will be low. And then, you know, for the beginning, I would get discouraged. Like, damn, I don't know if I'm ever able to bounce back. But one thing I learned with YouTube, you just got to keep on with the content. Eventually, you'll get back in that algorithm. One thing YouTube does appreciate from a platform standpoint is they like consistency. They like your channel to be, you know, content, you know, every couple days, every day, you know, weekly. The more you drop, the quicker they are to put you into the algorithm, unless you're one of these super big channels. But look at some of the bigger channels. They dropping multiple videos a day. And it's a reason why they're the bigger channel, why they always getting the views, because YouTube takes note of that. And they're quicker to throw you in the algorithm when you consistently dropping. So, you know, that's my little advice to him. if he come back, one thing I would say though, if he come back, because he always complained about not making money, this and the third, but you gotta do pre-recorded videos also. When you got the ball and you got all these live audience, the lives a lot of the times they turn yellow, so you get pennies on the dollar, and then by the time you appeal it and it turns green, you already missed out on the wave. So now is by the time they green it, the viewers done seen it already. So one thing about pre-recorded videos, you drop it. Even if you only getting 1,000, 2,000 views in the beginning, keep dropping pre-recorded videos along with your lives, and that's how you make your money. Like I don't make my channel, we don't make no money on live like that. All my money comes from pre-recorded videos, my profile pieces like this right here, because they got longevity, they got shelf life. They might live on. They might have a spike a year down the road, and you might bring in another 500 off the same video that you done made 2 years ago. You understand? So all my content creators, man, who's doing the lives, make sure y'all drop some pre-recorded videos, topic discussions, whatever, interviews, edit it up, and drop it, because it's going to have that run. It's going to have that shelf life that you can continue to make money. Lives come and go because people do lives so much. People ain't really going back watching hour, 2 hour lives, but they'll watch a 5-10 minute video easier. They'll go back and watch that. You understand? Or something might happen. The person might go viral. Next thing you know, the video you did 3 years ago is back in the algorithm. So, that's my game to any content creators. Lives, they good because it keeps your audience interactive. It keeps your channel with views and going up. But you ain't really going to make no money on the lives. You understand what I'm saying? I just got to keep it real. So make sure y'all dropping content. Content is key, and it's different type of content. You understand what I'm saying? But on that note, man, I ain't going to ramble too long. It's What's the Numbers TV, 100,000 strong in these streets. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Follow the Instagram, What's the Numbers TV. Follow Baddie Bills on Instagram. Salute to Federal AW400, all my mods. Salute to y'all, all the members of the channel. Make sure y'all become a member $2.99. You get all the lives we ever did. They up there for members only. Subscribe to the live stream at Cliff's channel. And on that note, I'm out of here, man. It's your boy Paul Rowe, What's the Numbers TV. Peace.